T to the G, man. Who do you think it gonna be? Now today, we're talking about Blueface, a name that resonates in the streets and the industry alike. But this time, it's not about the hits or even the beefs he's been in. It's about the cold, hard consequences of what happened. If you don't remember my previous video on Blueface, I cautiously urged him to not make any more mistakes while on probation. If you haven't seen that video, feel free to scroll down and use it as a part 1, or wait to the end and hit that link button. But in this part, we're talking about all the ramifications of that previous story, and the judge is sentencing him for his crimes. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. Blueface, born Jonathan Michael Porter, came up in the streets of mid-city Los Angeles. He repped Schoolyard Crip Gang, a gang with roots running deep in the West Adams neighborhood. But Blueface didn't just stick to the streets. He blew up the rap scene with his hit, Tatiana, making a name for himself with that offbeat flow and raw lyrics. But as they say, you can take the Crip out the streets, but you can't take the streets out the Crip. In September 2021, Blueface found himself in a heated situation at Skinny's Lounge, a club in North Hollywood, a place where stars shine, but the shadows are darker than you think. Blueface, along with 2 of his homies, rolled up to the spot, looking to have a good time. But there was one problem. The bouncer at the door wasn't feeling the vibes. When Blueface couldn't produce ID, he tried to flex his status, showing a Googled image of himself like, "You know who I am," but the bouncer wasn't impressed. Tensions flared, words were exchanged, and then it got physical. Blueface and his crew allegedly jumped the bouncer, leaving him bruised, bloodied, and in need of stitches. They dipped out, but not quick enough to escape the consequences. The LAPD was on it, and Blueface was hit with the charges. He managed to avoid serious jail time, getting probation instead, but the clock was ticking. When you're on probation, it's like walking a tightrope. One wrong move, and it's a long way down. Fast forward to 2024. Blueface found himself back in the spotlight, but for all the wrong reasons once again. Despite having the rap game at his feet, old habits die hard. Blueface got caught up with drug paraphernalia, a probation violation that couldn't be overlooked. His management team, led by Whack 100, tried to keep things under control, but the judge wasn't having it. The hammer came down, 4 years in prison. Blueface's father, Jonathan Porter Sr., was right there in court, and you could see the pain in his eyes. This wasn't just about losing his son to the system. It was about losing the promise of a better future. The streets take and take until there's nothing left, and Blueface's story is a testament to that harsh reality. But here's the thing, those 4 years might not be as long as they sound. With over 400 days already served, and California giving you 33% on non-violent offenses, Blueface could be out in as little as 9 to 10 months, which is a silver lining, but the damage is done. His career, his freedom, his family, it's all been shaken to the core. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I told you guys back in part 1 about the choices he was making and how California does not play about probation. They give you just enough rope to hang yourself, and they tell you on probation about the years that you will have to serve if you mess up. I don't really judge him. I was young before, but now it's time to grow up. With 2 to 3 kids, I think, and still a successful career on the horizon, you still can bounce back, even better than ever. We all have to keep our head in a swivel in this game we play called life. I'm T to the G, and thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one.